So Elon Musk posted a posted a video of this African girl who was saying some interesting things, some very interesting things. So I want to react to this because I feel like there's some truth to this, and we're gonna go through a few comments, right? We're gonna go through a few comments, then yeah, let's hear what she has to
We have
say.
depended on USAID for over 60 years, and the moment the owners of the money say, let's take a 90-day pause that I audit where my money is going, suddenly the whole country goes into a frenzy. And this should be a moment of reflection for Uganda and the African continent in general. We have been asking for a very long time to be liberated from colonialism, neo-colonialism, and now that the opportunity presents itself, for some reason, we are complaining.
Yo, you need to understand, bro. How do I explain this? How do I express this? I even saw a South African minister complaining, right? And it ended up becoming a thing of like, okay, the Zimbabweans are doing this, you guys are laughing at us, and you need aid from us, like. And then the Zimbabwe, it's crazy. It's crazy. All over Africa, there's this thing like, I don't know for how long we wanted to be dependent, right? If you ask me, it's the best thing that happened to us. It's the best thing that happened to us. Why? Because African leaders, African presidents were now becoming. It was easier to cover what was missing, right? It was easier for them to cover what was missing, what was being. There was a huge. There was a corruption on every side, bro. There was corruption on every side, every angle, to the point that, of course, we are not oblivious. We're not stupid. We know that these NGOs were sending in slipper agents and people who would be like secret agents for information and what have you, right? So to the point that all that that information presented, you find that our politicians, our African politicians, would even say, you know what, we were going to remove this packaging because we know you guys have an angle. It's not just purely okay. We are here for your benefit. We know that you guys have an angle. So if something funny or something fishy happens, they'll say, okay, for corrupt reasons, let's remove some of your packaging, right? Remove the USAID and put our political logos on there, right? So it was equally a win-win situation because when you look at it, for example, these particular politicians, they're out here to make a name for themselves, right? And to cover up some of the things that they're damaging. But these NGOs who are sending in aid from United States, right? Their initial interest, of course, we might speculate, and we do speculate that some of them were because of CIA and blah, blah, blah. But there's also a genuine aspect of, okay, whatever it is, just package it however you want, but as long as we've helped the people, right? So that being said, there was a lot of cover up selves being done by the politicians, African politicians, and so this I genuinely think that this is the best thing that has happened to Africans. Because truth be told, you're always screwed either way. You're always screwed either way. So at least now, if it's going to force them to realize, okay, we were corrupt, right? And I also don't understand like why y'all bugging. To be honest, I don't get it because look, how is someone saying I've been giving you money for all these years? I just want to pause my how I've been giving you money for 90 days. How has it caused all of this noise that we're seeing online? Right? So let's continue with this video.
And
It's
get something
crazy.
straight. Often the money given to us in foreign aid is lost to corruption, misuse, depleted,
A
and
thousand
unwarranted
percent.
salaries to
1,000%.
particular individuals, or sometimes we lose billions of money that are unaccounted for. So it only makes sense that the donor is asking for an edit, and if that means pausing the amount of money coming in, they should. And I do understand the implications of this pause because so many heavily funded.
Now, I also sympathize with the NGO companies that have employed local people in those particular regions, and I do sympathize with those people, right? But also on a greater scale, like this is going to be beneficial to everyone. This is going to be of benefit to everyone, bro. because y'all were getting all this aid, and you also start wondering why they don't respect you at these international meetings. You wonder why Donald Trump at his inauguration, there were no African presidents invited. It's not like what Biden did, bro. This is not that. It wasn't that. It wasn't that. Why? Because y'all are getting comfortable. Y'all got too comfortable, and I think this is the best thing that has happened to Africa, bro. Oh man, oh man! Now the politicians are going to be forced to actually do something for the people.
Healthcare projects run on USAID, but that should be a moment of reflection. This is just a 90-day pause. What would happen if the United States just said, we're not giving you money anymore? And within
And
their
I
rights,
think,
they can't do
look,
that
I
because
actually
it is
think,
their money.
yeah, it is their money. I do think 1,000% they should. I get it comes with its implications of like it's going to be tough, but I think Africa has so many resources, bro. Where is that money going? That money has been going unaccounted for so long, so long. So I generally think this can be of benefit to y'all because this forces your leaders to actually do something for you. Granted, most likely they're not going to do anything, but hey, at least there's no shield from
High
the
time
USA.
Uganda and the African continent got themselves together and actually started looking for systems that are sustainable and not always depend on foreign aid.
At the same time, it's the same United States that doesn't want that. Let us not be oblivious. Anyone who seems to start wising up and trying to be this, if we're being honest, anyone who starts wising up like that, they're probably going to try to assassinate that person, right? So they also don't want you guys smartening up.
Because we are struggling with debt. On top of that, we have constant aid, which doesn't necessarily help us to have a more independent system. Instead of writing paragraphs of why this is a bad move, we should essentially realize that, oh, we are actually in a bad situation and we cannot always depend on aid because it can go any day. African nations should wake up. Uganda should wake up because this is not even funny.
I totally agree. I totally agree. But again, there's so many levels to this conversation in that US is on its own. I don't think it wants that, if we're being honest, right? I don't think they, because Africa has so many resources, bro. If you guys come together and you wise up and you say, okay, this is what we're gonna do, you become a threat because you have more resources, right? Natural resources, with the exception of oil, of course. But you have the most amount of natural resources, minerals, and what have you, than a lot of the countries that are outside, man. So all you guys coming together, that is amazing theoretically, but also you need to understand your presidents are as corrupt as they come. You know, your leaders, your politicians, they're not they're not gonna put themselves in situations where they have to be accountable. So already America is not concerned about us, bro. So this is messed up on so many levels, bro. On the political sphere of things, you could almost say, I'm not naming names in one particular, that this president or that president, or but the majority, I'm not saying all of them, but the majority of the presidents don't even care about their people, right? They're concerned about what they're gonna make, all that, right? So this conversation is, let's head into the comment section and see what people had to say. Let's figure out this Greg Shiro says wisdom. No, is this the one? Yeah, I think this is the same post. I think it's the same post. Yeah. This one says, Boss Man says, for an African, this is disappointing coming from you because you have made it in life. Now look down on your countrymen. We see you. I don't see how she did that. Truth be told, I personally don't see it. Do you see it? She's not looking down, and it has 125 likes. Okay, this is from Iyo Obiton Bara. I hope sorry if you ever watched this. Not, and I'm butchering your name. USAID has been used to sustain dictators, terrorists, and to destroy countries and carry out regime change operations. Yep. If you truly love the world, put an end to the operation of the USAID. 1,000%. 1,000%. Let's get one last comment. This is from Pharaoh. He says, Ugo Chunku 96. I'm sorry, bro. I'm just butchering everything. This message is mainly for Nigeria. We are over reliant on foreign aid for everything. And like she said, their money, I think she wanted to say, their money always gets looped by our corrupt politicians and used for their personal interests. 1,000%. Africa must become independent of foreign aid and free herself completely. 1,000%, man. 1,000%. Let's get this one more. This is from Marksman Capital. He said, USAID is out of control, laundering money, funding a whole country of Uganda to manipulate it. It's insane how they commit fraud, waste, and abuse of government funds for DEI nonsense and global pandemic labs. They must be stopped, evidence gathered, and held accountable. Well, yo, that's just how y'all feel. And I agree, man. I agree. I feel like this is crazy, bro. But anyway, let me know in the comment section what you think about this. Let me know.